Welcome back, guys, for week 1 of GPC Season 6. So, this week, I hope you all checked out my draft analysis video. It went up only yesterday because I just didn't have time earlier. But this week, there won't be a team builder. Maybe in the future when I will do a team builder, I don't know. But for now, I was just a bit strapped for time. I just wanted to get this battle out of the way. Also wanted to record it ASAP. Has to be up tomorrow. So, all fine and dandy. So, I just played, I think, an hour or so ago against Redditon. So Redditon, a really cool guy. He's really active online, so I think you know him. If you have any contacts with like the Pokemon community, especially with MPL and GPC, you know Redditon. Last season we also faced in week 1, and I won, I think, 3-0 with the combination of Weavile, Thunderous, Therian. This time the roles are a bit switched. He now has Weavile, I have a Thunderous Eye. Who knows how that will play out. But yeah, he has a really scary team. As you can see here, he brought the Weavile, the Mega Venusaur, the Celesteela, Infinite, Miltank, Tapu Fini. On the bench he had a Raichu, Charmaco and Dugtrio. So basically these 6 I expected him to bring. But Miltank and Dugtrio were a bit interchangeable, but those other 5 are definitely brought. So Weavile, Infinite, really big threats for my team. Mega Venusaur, Celesteela, Tapu Fini is a really nice wall core for my team, especially combined with those offensive threats. So really have to play around those, and I had a really hard time this week. Like I couldn't get the right mindset to build. I just could not find the right opportunity to build. I just want to focus on my in real life stuff, like mostly studying. And finally I had some ideas, I put them on the paper, and I was like, no, this is not working. Just for some months it was only like a move or just the EV split that I couldn't work out. And I thought, okay, let's just contact my good friend Anthony. I contacted him, he was more than happy to help out, and yeah, just he went kind of from scratch, and he built like alongside me. He explained why things were like this, and basically we came to a Mega Heracross. Fairly standard, just 4 attacks, Mega Heracross. I also wanted this, but he made it like a really nice custom EV spread. Enough speed to outspeed things like the Mega Venusaur and Celesteela. I think it outspeeds max speed Celesteela and outspeeds a little bit speed Fini, and most likely the Mega Venusaur if it is like only spread grab for max speed Azumarill. Other than that, it was quite bulky. It was able to take an aerial ace from Weavile, I think even off the rocks. So that's also kind of what I had in mind defensive wise, but I just didn't know how I wanted the speed and attack and such. So that's the Mega Heracross set. Then the Metagross. Metagross first was more a defensive Metagross, but in the end, due to the other mons a bit changing, it went more to an offensive Metagross. Kept the same moveset, Bullet Punch to kill the Weavile, Thunder Punch to really damage Celesteela, Zenith Bud, really great coverage for his team, and then the Stealth Rocker of the team, this Live Orb, Adamant Live Orb, just to be able to one-shot things like Weavile, two-shot things like Celesteela. Fairly standard. Guard Chomp this time around was quite a cool spread. I know I wanted Sword Dance, I know I wanted Earthquake, I didn't know what I want else. So in the end, we come up with the idea of just putting Sword Dance into Rocky MZ Stone Edge, because that really hurts. He might even KO Celesteela from full, and also put Sandstorm down like as more of a filler option. Like if it was late game, I know his team is weaker enough, I could maybe get a C Sandstorm off, get that speed boost, don't know. It was just more like a filler option, but still like a good filler option. Then we also had Sandville with that. Because of the Sandstorm, this might come in play. Roskin was maybe better, you will just see in the match. And then Thunderous was quite a special spread Anthony cooked up. It was more of a bulky Thunderous. It was a dual dance variant because Psychic plus Thunderbolt really destroyed his team. If it has the right opportunity to either set up one of the two or maybe both, it will be a nice game. It will be game over most likely. It also has the Yachi Berry for that Weavile. Azumarill just had offensive, not the greatest matchup. As you can see, he has that defensive core, Mega Venusaur, Celesteela, Fini. It doesn't work. But I just needed Azumarill to be able to have something like a switch into Infinite and also Weavile to an extent. So it was more of a bulky choice better to Sumeral, able to switch into some of his offense. Last mon was a bit of a toss-up in the end. Anthony said I first thought of something like Porygon Z, maybe even Scarf, but he thought now maybe just the Decidueye as a Scarfer. Like you can bring it in, can U-turn out, get you some momentum, but also Brave Bird might be a lure. Like if he thinks okay, Venusaur is the switch in for the Decidueye, you can Brave Bird it on the switch, but mostly U-turn, just chip damage. Yeah, that's it basically. So that's all the 6 I brought. We'll just see how this will go. It was like a really rough build, but luckily Anthony helped me a bit. So I need Metagross, he needs Weavile. So I was just okay, I want Rocks up, it pressures Weavile, pressures Infinite, pressures his Tapu Fini to defog. Yeah, also it hurts his whole team quite nicely. So I lead Metagross, he leads Weavile. I think okay, he most likely has to fear Bullet Punch, he also has to fear me potentially living hit to me being Colbur Berry or something, so let me just get up my rocks here. Luckily he switches out, fearing this indeed, he goes hard into his Miltank. I'm thinking he's most likely getting up rocks himself. Can go Heracross, Thundurus or Garchomp. So I'm thinking Garchomp, I don't know if I want to go Garchomp this early, like I thought Garchomp was not really the play here. Thundurus definitely could have been, because as you can see he doesn't have much for Thundurus. I think in hindsight maybe Thundurus was the play, just go Thundurus, go Nest Ball, but I thought no, let's just go Heracross. Heracross pretty much gets kill every time it comes in, like he doesn't really have much to switch into Heracross. Like if I click the right coverage option I pretty much kill him on. So here I know for a fact that Miltank could definitely be Chople Berry counter. Like Miltank can't really hurt Mega Heracross, but it also doesn't want to be really passive for it. But I also know that with moves like Rock Blast, Pin Missile, counter only blows back the last move you do. So I go for the Rock Blast. Like as you can see, everything is hit neutrally by the Rock Blast. So I thought that was my best play. If he stays in, it doesn't do much to Miltank, but Miltank does do much back. That was the idea. So it's more punishing a switch. He just stays in, revealing to me that he is most likely Chople. He goes indeed for the counter. As you can see, it doesn't do much. Here it is again the fact that I thought I had enough speed to outspeed like almost no speed Miltank. So I thought okay, I probably outspeed, but I don't want to go for close combat. He can still live from this range, and also he has some switch into close combat. So let me just Rock Blast again. I Rock Blast again. He counters again, doesn't do much. He was a bit flabbergasted, he really thought it would just counter the full damage, but unlucky for him that didn't work that way. Here it was like, okay, Rock Blast does kill from this range, so let me just go for it. Then he reveals to be that he outsped me, so that was a bit just unfortunate speed creeping on my end. I don't know if he was quite some speed on his Miltank or I affected the EV spread or something, but he outsped me. So the problem now was Miltank was sitting at I think around 50%. Couldn't kill a Rock Blast next turn, even if he would stay in. I thought okay, now it might be the time to fire off Pin Missile. I don't think he would go. Honestly I didn't really think he would switch out. But he did, he went into Fini, quite a nice play by him. He resisted the Pin Missile quite easily. So Pin Missile, as you can see, doesn't do much, but from 60%, I thought okay, he's definitely in range from Bullet Seed. If he is no speed Fini, and from this spread he looks to be quite defensively, I outspeeded, killed with Bullet Seed. He had some speed, he outspeeds me, he just goes for defog as expected. I thought okay, Bullet Seed will just kill here. So one hit, but then he pops the Citrus Berry, which was really cool prep, because due to this Citrus Berry, it barely, but it does live a hit. So here I'm thinking, if he wants to go Moonblast, if he wants to predict the switch, goes for something like a Hydro Pump. I thought Metagross could pretty much take any one hit and could try to get a Brox again, could even try to kill it with a Bullet Punch. I know I outspeed in that way. As you can see, I go hard Metagross, but he reveals Nature's Madness. It's a bit unfortunate because that's 50% of the health of Metagross already gone. That was not something I had planned on. But yeah, it's just how it works out. So here I try to get up my rocks, not knowing his full moveset. He reveals a taunt, great prep on his part, so Metagross can set up, but I have the Bullet Punch, so I'm able to kill him. He most likely didn't expect me to have Bullet Punch, just that he could get off some more damage on Metagross before dying. But yeah, Metagross is quite low already, and that's not really what I want, but still, okay. Infinite comes in, I'm thinking, okay, just go hard as Azumarill. Azumarill is bulky as Choice Bandit, can leave any one hit. He reveals Will-O-Wisp, which was really cool prep on his part, because I definitely expected some coverage Infinite that just nukes my whole team, but he went with Will-O-Wisp, which is quite cool because things like Garchomp, Azumarill, like my Fire Resist, doesn't appreciate a burn. Here it is for me, okay, I don't know what kind of Infinite he is. I thought, okay, let me just get off a Waterfall. Like, I know it's fairly safe, like I can also make an aggressive double, but I didn't want him double Will-O-Wisping. I also didn't want to go hard into Thundurus already, because he might just be like more of a bulky Infinite with also coverage for Azumarill. But also I can just scout damage with this Waterfall damage. This might reveal to me if he's like offensive Celesteela or offensive Mega Venusaur or not. So I just go for a Waterfall. As he goes into Venusaur, I get a crit. It only does 26%. As you can see next to him, doesn't really matter that much. But this reveals to me that he is at least max HP, most likely not max defensive. I go Garchomp because I know I can take any one hit. I don't think he will go HP Ice or even have HP Ice. So I go Garchomp, 30-ish%, so this is most likely a Spadef Mega Venusaur to kinda somewhat deal with the Thundurus. So Garchomp is now in. I'm seeing, okay, this Venusaur doesn't really threaten me. He would be a Lord to go hard into Weavile. Definitely great, because like I could just go for Earthquake if I'm like Live Orb or Choice Bandit to have the chunk to him. But I make the play of going for Swords Dance, as he makes a safe play into Celesteela, quite expected. Here it's like the first major fuck up for me. So I have Rocky MC Stone Edge, and I'm just here like, oh yeah, I can get off a Rocky MC Stone Edge on this thing, potentially even kill it, potentially damage it to the point that it is quite neutralized, because my physically offensive mons doesn't deal well with Celesteela. I should have known that like Miltank is there just to get up rocks in case, but more as like a sack. And I should have expected him to potentially double. And I know Rocky MC in Stone Edge guarantee skill. I should have just went for a normal Stone Edge. I know I can live. If he's really offensively, I don't know if I don't know if I will live in HPIs, but also I think he also scouts for something like Fire Fang or Z Fire move by going into Miltank. So I should have always just clicked normal Stone Edge. I know it might have missed, but that was definitely the play. But no, I blow the load too early and I go for the Rocky MZ Stone Edge in Continental Crush. Really cool animation, kills the Miltank. Crit doesn't matter, obviously. But that was quite unfortunate, because now we don't have the Z move anymore, and Celesteela, I don't deal that well with it with Garchomp. So he gets his free switch into Weavile. I just go out into Azumarill. Azumarill is there more as defensive pivot. He goes Ice Cold Crash, reveals to me that he's not a Live Up set, not a Bandit set. Has been kind of wondering what he is. I think he might be Sash, he might be Expert Belted, are the things in my mind at this moment. So here's a play again that I think, okay, and last time I just waterfalled, he has Mega Venusaur in the back, he has Celesteela in the back. How obvious is it for me to just make a double? Like, go Metagross, for example. So I was really contemplating going Metagross, because if I go Metagross and he goes like Venusaur or Celesteela, I can get up my rocks quite nicely. And I don't think he would go Infinite, but still, he might. So I thought my double was quite obvious, and that's why I make the safe play. Like, I do this always, guys. If you want to learn from me, here it is, guys. I will change it, by the way, but it's still it's something I do often. So I contemplate a lot, end up, okay, I think I might go play rough, because if he is aggressive and it stays in with Viva, goes into Infinite, I can catch him. If not, yeah, we lose some momentum, but we have switch-ins. He goes Celesteela, revealing to me that he's quite a bulky Celesteela with leftovers. So here I have to switch out. So I think I go here, I go into Metagross because I wanted to get up rocks. What I should have done was hard into Thundurus. Like no way in hell was he going for a really great move to hit Thundurus hard. Thundurus scared out like almost everything, also this Infinite. Should have went Thundurus, didn't, my bad. So now this Infinite is in again. I just have to go as Azumarill, kind of sack it off. He reveals to have Fire Blast, it crits me, it reveals to me that he is an offensive Infinite just with Will-O-Wisp, okay, that's fine. So I thought, okay. So I thought, okay, I think he will just stay in here. It's not in his best interest to switch out like this. Azumarill is not that big of a threat anymore, like, yes. This is also a turn, it's quite hard. I could double because last few times I didn't. This is most likely the time to do, but I know I have the Aqua Jet, and this is, I think, the opportunity to get off some damage. So I just go for Bennett Aqua Jet, even Burn, does 50% to the Infinite really nicely. He kills me off in 5 Blast. Major fuck up number 2. We go Thundurus. So I went Thundurus. Why? Thundurus natural outspeeds Infinite, kills it with Thunderbolt. Nice. What's his switch in? Yeah, not much. Venusaur, most likely it's Spidap. So you could go Venusaur, but yeah. So basically, I went Thundurus to scare out Infinite, but I know I'm more of a bulky Thundurus with setup. I also know that he can't let me set up a nasty plot. Like if it goes hard Weavile, I have the Yachi Berry, so even that doesn't scare me. So I can kind of get a free nasty plot up if he switches out. So he definitely has to stay in here and just does as much damage as possible or try to kill me. So what I should have done was, like, if I see all those Mons, Garchomp could have been a play, but he could have Will-O-Wisp Garchomp in the sack and then Garchomp was neutralized. Okay, Garchomp could have been a play, but most likely just went to Decidueye. Yes, I revealed that I'm Scarfed, but now he has to contemplate. If he stays in and I Brave Bird, and I Brave Bird, he's dead. He loses Infinite. It's quite a nice Mon for my team. If I go for U-turn and he stays in, that's really nice for him. But most likely, if I go to Decidueye, he thinks, okay, I'm Scarfed. He will most likely switch out to either Celesteela or Venusaur. I can U-turn, get some momentum, and we can go from there. So that was definitely my play. I should have went Scarfed to Decidueye, went for U-turn, but I went Thundurus knowing that I can't outspeed. Most likely not outspeed this Infinite, as I indeed doesn't outspeed. But due to my bulk, I live this C Inferno Overdrive, which is really cool. Didn't expect to live. I thought, okay, fuck this. But I killed the Infinite, so that's quite nice. But Thundurus is low. Still, Thundurus does do is quite nice for the other 2 Mons in the back. But he goes Weavile, and I was like, okay, I don't have any switch-ins to Weavile. So I thought, okay, let me just stay in with Thundurus and maybe even as Pursuit. I think in my best interest I should have sacked Garchomp. Because Thundurus, as I said, especially for a Mon as Celesteela, I can really hurt Celesteela with Thundurus. And if you look at my other Mons, they can't really do that. Like Metagross can only do 40-ish, 50-ish%. It's at almost 100. Heracross does 60 to 70%, but it gets one-shotted. Garchomp, as I said, without Z-move can do much. Scarf Decidueye can't do much. I should have definitely preserved Thundurus, but yeah, I was quite afraid of the Weavile. I was also maybe even afraid of SD, but I don't know why. But yeah, I just stay in, sack of the Thundurus, and I go Metagross now. I know this was a turn I think I fought a long time, and I clicked my move. I think, yeah, okay, this is it. So, but he was also really thinking a long time. So basically what ended up happening is he does switch out into Celesteela, and I was really close to like doubling into like I was really close to either go for rocks or just doubling, but in the end I just stayed in, went for the Bullet Punch because I thought this would be the turn. I don't know. In the end, I think I thought this would be the turn to play a bit more aggressive, but in the end, yeah, Weavile was his win con, so I should have definitely just kind of made the ballsy play again. Just went for the rocks on this turn, then the Thunder Punch on this turn, the turn after, so I can get up some damage because now I know I have to get up rocks because yes, Metagross can always revenge Weavile, but he also always has two great answers to Metagross. If I go for that Bullet Punch, and I'm live up, so I'm chipping away on my own health. So I have to get up my rocks, and then Scarf Decidueye with U-turn has a chance to kill. If I get some more damage off on Weavile, Decidueye might be able to do it. So I get up rocks, as he reveals to be special with Flamethrower, he kills me. Reveals to be that he isn't it more especially defensive Celesteela. So here I go Mega Heracross to scare him out. I know I can take him out, but I know I can put him in like 60-70%, most likely if it's max HP. So I can do a big chunk to him, and then that frees the door for Garchomp and mainly Decidueye. But he makes, yeah, nice play. He goes Mega Venusaur. I get a crit, which is a bit unfortunate because due to that crit, the next close combat kill, so I can kill him with 2 close combats. Don't have to worry that he doubles. Like otherwise, it would have been close combat into Pin Missile, which he might have went to hard to Celesteela, but then again, Celesteela takes rocks, takes the Pin Missile, and then he has to take a close combat. So I think he would have stayed in otherwise. So here I just go for close combat again. I didn't know if I would outspeed, but I thought most likely. So I outspeed him. It's now 3-2, but Weavile can come in. Weavile gets a kill here anytime. I go Garchomp because I thought Mega Heracross was more valuable because it doesn't have to chunk to Celesteela and might potentially live a hit from Weavile depending. So I go hard Garchomp, and here is the thing that he goes hard Aerial Ace, revealing Aerial Ace to me, which was quite expected. But also Aerial Ace was a contact move, so if I had Rough Skin, I would have gotten off some Rough Skin damage around here, and then he would have been in U-turn range from the Decidueye, but I'm not Rough Skin. So yeah, the U-turn is still a roll to kill. I think it's a 40% roll to kill in my favor, otherwise I think it would have been a guaranteed kill. Would have been just a little bit of a better scenario because I could have U-turned out into like Heracross if he went Celesteela, got a big hit off on that. And then go Celesteela again. Potentially, Celesteela was in range of like 2 Leaf Storms, maybe, or just at least we could have made it a bit closer, but now it isn't. He reveals also to have Ice Shard, which is also quite big because if he didn't have Ice Shard, I could have U-turned out with the Decidueye, hoping to get a kill. But with Ice Shard, I can still do the same, but like. How do you put it? Basically, there are 2 plays. Go Decidueye, try to get the U-turn kill, or go Mega Heracross. Because at this point, I still don't know what item is. If he's X Belt, he kills Mega Heracross. If he's not a boosting item on Weavile, but something like maybe Sash, I don't know, Mega Heracross lives in Aerial Ace and can kill off the Weavile. If it kills off the Weavile, it can do massive damage to Celesteela, potentially putting it in range of the Decidueye. So that's the play I went for. What the other play I could have went for was go into the Decidueye, go for the U-turn. He either goes Celesteela. If he goes Celesteela on the U-turn, I go Mega Heracross. I get a hefty chunk off on the Celesteela. If I get a hefty chunk on of the Celesteela, it kills Mega Heracross. I come in with the Decidueye, and I think I clean up from there because after 1 more rocks, Leaf Blade kills Weavile, and 2 Leaf Blades might potentially kill Celesteela after the close combat. I don't know the exact rolls, but there's a decent chance to win. But if I U-turn on the Weavile, I don't get the roll. He stays in and basically goes for any move. Doesn't really matter. If he just stays in, he basically wins, because if he stays in, I don't get the roll. Then what would have happened? So if he stayed in, I didn't get the roll, he would live the day. So he either Ice Sharded the Decidueye. If he Ice Sharded the Decidueye, then the next turn he could Aerial Ace the Mega Heracross that would have come in and killed it. If he didn't Ice Sharded the Decidueye, he would have done damage to Heracross, killed Heracross next turn, but then the Decidueye could come in, could revenge it, but the problem is then that Celesteela is healthy enough to take on the Decidueye. So what I should have done, definitely, and now that I'm summing up all those things, and you might not follow me, but just summarize everything because I'm really good at rambling. I should have went to Decidueye, should have clicked U-turn. If he went Celesteela, I had quite a nice chance to win. If he stayed in with Weavile and I got on the 40% roll in my favor, I also could have won. But I didn't go for those things because I had to get a roll that was not in my favor, or he kinda has to go hard Celesteela, which was, I don't know if he would have went, but I didn't saw him do that. So I thought I went hard Mega Heracross because I didn't know his item. So I thought there was a bigger chance of him not being Extra Belt Weavile than me getting the 40% roll. It's a bit of a weird logic. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't even know if it was the correct play, but it's the play I make. He goes for Aerial Ace, I go Decidueye. I know I still have a 40% roll to kill with U-turn, but U-turn is like little to nothing to Celesteela, so I'm thinking, okay, looking over my moves, Leaf Blade, high critical hit ratio. But why not, just go for Leaf Blade. Decidueye is like, okay, I wanted this differential, so it kills off a Weavile. Decidueye killing off a Weavile, it does pain and pleasure to me at the same time. Like, Weavile was the mon last season, that was my MVP. Decidueye is really a loved mon for this season. It was nice to see the Weavile go down in this battle, but yeah. So we have now I think we have to get like 4, maybe 5 crits in a row, and he has to miss all his air slashes and just fuck up and not go for flamethrower. So basically we lose. That's exactly what happens. He just takes me out with 2 air slashes. That's fine and dandy. We lose this match 1-0. It's not a big one. It's an unfortunate one. I made some sloppy plays. Definitely. I think the prep was definitely there. It was not fully yeah. It was like the prep was there. The playing was just not there. And next week we're just going back hard, and we are going out there for a win, guys. So I think next week we play Turbo, and Turbo, I'm coming for you. We are getting that win. We are getting in that winning mood, and we're going to playoffs.